peak of your civilization. And I say your civilization because as soon as we started thinking for you, it really became our civilization, which is, of course, what this is all about.
The Urban Dictionary defines slop content as referring to low-quality content, e.g. games, videos, clips, that is clearly made to hop and market off of new trends, and usually involves the mishmashing of trends together. If it's video content, it's usually brainless, and seems to be almost AI-generated, because of how stupid it can be. It's an epidemic in the world of entertainment across the board right now. Lazily constructed narratives, you can barely even call them that. Appalling effects, cheap cinematography cursed by that sterile, digital aesthetic and a complete lack of meaning or quality. Keep that last one in mind especially. Well then, at WrestleMania 42, Roman Reigns and CM Punk proved that the WWE can indeed still put on a great main event. Even if Reigns not getting DQ'd for thumping Punk with the steel steps made little to no sense. But bar a couple of other matches on night 2, this year's Mania saw the WWE sink to new depths of creative bankruptcy, all while their product was consumed by a relentless plague of commercials, ads beating you over the head, with their relentless interruptions of the show every 3 or so minutes. According to WWE Unreal, a show designed specifically to dismantle what little was left of kayfabe and smoke and mirrors in the business for good. Triple Nose has an entire Justice League of failed TV writers working hard on providing basic, by-the-numbers, intelligence-insulting angles for their weekly shows. And yet, in the wake of Mania 42 failing to even sell out its venue.
Because of you, man. Thanks for the house.
Thank you. Those are kind words. Happy for you to be here, man.
I'm happy to be here.
Something long joked about by fans was reported to indeed be quite true. Now, taking so-called wrestling journalists seriously is like classing Taco Bell as a health food, but the proof is in the pudding. And there is plenty of evidence to support the idea that AI has infested every aspect of world wrestling so-called entertainment. Look no further than the recent video presented for Zaria, I don't know, just one of the many interchangeable elevated testosterone female performers in the promotion right now, who we have to pretend is the next big thing, unless of course you want to be labelled a no-good, dirty, sexist fascist. Ooh. Saraya has been feuding with Sol Ruka on NXT recently, including nearly ending Ruka's career and life for real, with an utterly stupid table bump that saw Ruka miss the mark and nearly lose her head to one of the 2 tables waiting down below. This video, revolving around Zaraya in the wake of that Benoit levels of brain damage risk catastrophe, was clearly not put together by human beings. Oh no! Who needs an artist with talent, passion, and understanding of a product, who will work tirelessly to make a decent video package to sell your talent to fans, when you can have this?
I don't make compromises.
Oh dear. The good news about AI generation is it doesn't cost very much, especially when it's of such a comically low quality as this slop is. Just type in some basic prompts, maybe an image or 2 of the talent involved, and wait around for a little while it loads up for you. Incredible! What you are seeing here is the final breaths of late-stage capitalism before the system finally collapses. Gone is the ambition of working hard and playing hard for a seat at the table. Now is the time of those at the table locking up shop and focusing on the budget and profit. Ahead of all else, oh yes, until there's nothing left but a bottom line and a whole lot of hungry mouths banging on the door. To the shock of no one, the WWE did not identify this soulless slop as AI generated, and no doubt the geniuses over at TKO were completely shocked when it turned out those pathetic serfs they rely upon for profit actually noticed the BS immediately and were not entertained. And the noticing doesn't stop there. Oh no! It has been fully confirmed through the TKO grapevine. The TKO grapevine of Moloch worship. Or is that Baal? Both? Is both possible? You'd have to ask the island men when they meet up away from the prying eyes of the law and order the rest of us have to live by. Oh, and all of that is allegedly, can't forget that. Ha 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 ha. I'm sure this lot don't hunt the poor for sport, no. Just like I'm not going to lie on my CV to try and get a better job soon. Ha ha ha. Yes, would never happen. Never. No one does that. Anyways, TKO confirmed that AI is a valued member of Triple Nose's lack of creative team. The Nose Man must now, apparently, turn to the lazy generations of ChatGPT or some such to come up with the dead-on-arrival angles torpedoing the WWE into the ruthless depression era we're currently experiencing. So to put this into perspective, the Attitude Era, one of the most popular, beloved, seminal eras of professional wrestling ever, was largely just Vince Russo, Ed Ferreira, and Vince McMahon brainstorming with some input from the gyms, Russ and Cornette, as well as the top talents themselves for the first few years there. AEW is just Tony Khan playing with his toys and seeing what, if anything, sticks, while many of the wrestlers are allowed to run riot with their most idiotic character ideas. WCW's NWO era was just Eric Bischoff wondering how the New Japan versus UWFI angle could be applied to American wrestling, and from there, the promotion cashing in on their southern fanbase growing tired of WWF stars coming in by turning them into an invading force led by Hulk Hogan. Paul Heyman works tirelessly on making a pop-culturally relevant indie promotion out of an oddball roster on a shoestring budget from his parents' basement for ECW. And in all of these cases, human beings putting their heads together and trying to find what would entertain their target markets the most was what was going on. Did it always succeed? No, of course not. But the effort was there. The Attitude Era connected with the cultural zeitgeist of political incorrectness and rebellion that swept entertainment in the late 90s. AEW, even if it's going downhill in terms of fan interest and mainstream coverage, still gave Smarks that long-dreamed-of big-budget indie they used to talk about. The ratings aren't what they once were, but there is a dedicated, ride-or-die cult following firmly in place right now. And WCW for a little while there, before the wheels fell off, was the biggest wrestling promotion in the world by quite a wide margin. And love it or hate it, in any of those cases, all of it is superior to typing a prompt, "Who should Cody Rhodes feud with next?" Or, "Why could Roman Reigns hate CM Punk?" and rolling with the punches of what the AI system provides in response. What we are seeing in real time is a concerted effort to remove the human being from the equation. It is no longer enough to underpay and shortchange real people. Now, in order to secure that big boy profit margin only a select few get to enjoy, the human must apparently be eradicated, the middleman sent home for good. Who needs a team? Who needs thinkers? Who needs a good pitch when the AI app is ready and waiting? AI doesn't need a lunch break. AI doesn't have a family to provide for. AI won't notice the rates staying put, even while living expenses, taxes, and inflation go up. AI will just scramble together some nonsensical blabberings based on the keywords associated with the prompt the nosy one will input into his phone on that day. Pure, unfiltered, slop, devoid of any real logic or nuance, and as much as many wrestling fans out there might not want to admit it, where the WWE goes, the rest of the wrestling world will follow. The folding of WCW was the closed door on an alternative wrestling fanbase and blockbuster product in the West. Many of those fans simply took their ball and went home, allowing WWE to maintain a powerful chokehold on what was left for decades, right up until today. So when the WWE is going strong, smaller promotions have a better shot of landing a little bit of interest, as intrigued fans, growing increasingly fond of sports entertainment, look for additional pro wrestling content to enjoy. 2019 did challenge this slightly as WWE deep in the ratings-killing misery of having an insufferable top 3, paper champ / failed feel-good consolation prize champ, Kofi Kingston. Bland as white bread, left out to go stale champ babyface Seth Rollins, and insufferably arrogant wannabe man / movement of an arthritic geriatric Becky Cringe. AEW, meanwhile, enjoyed a mountain of hype until its first episode revolved around a geriatric, there goes that word again, Chris Jericho, as their first world champ, and a show-ending cliffhanger revolving around the debut of Jack Thwagger.
I'm gonna be a big problem, man. I'm gonna be a big problem.
So needless to say, the years since have restored the status quo, with AEW quietly fading into the noughties TNA role of a moderately well-liked alternative, while the WWE maintains a comfy place on the throne. So if the WWE continues to crumble, it's bad news for the industry as a whole. If AI and commercials consume the WWE and turn it into an incomprehensible mess of unwatchable vignettes, non-angles, and brain rot, a trickle-down effect hinders the wrestling world beyond it as well. Since the TKO takeover, all of what I just said has gone from an unfair exaggeration to the stark truth. Even a major marquee show like WrestleMania was entirely devoured by these flaws, making the vast majority of it a rushed mess of content lost in a choppy sea of commercials. Coupled with exorbitant, highway robbery-level prices for show tickets, and the steady decline of the WWE's interest and presence in the pop cultural sphere is no surprise at all. Compare it now to just, say, 2 years ago, where, heading into WrestleMania 40, the promotion was enjoying considerable acclaim, and even suggestions of a renaissance for sports entertainment as a whole. It's plain as day that AI and greed are the death of creativity and innovation, here and in everything else.